Good morning, and welcome to episode 6 of the Dad's Life podcast. I'm your host, Sean Flack 2.0. It is a chilly New Year's morning, so happy New Year. In today's episode, we're going to talk about the new year, the previous year, and, the ups and downs of what it was like, being a dad. So welcome to the show, and we'll get right into it. So 2018, as a family, we were blessed with many blessings and many problems, And as I look back at it now, I'm grateful for both. And, I didn't want to do this recording until I could put my words or my thoughts together. And, kind of just see how the New Year's winded down. So, obviously, we're continuing on with the show. The Dad's Life podcast is going to continue. We're going to do it weekly, Tuesdays. So, join us on Tuesdays. This is a big project for me. It's a big commitment for me. And again, being that dad, trying to find that balance, I am committing to the time for the recording. So that's going to bring problems into 2019, but I look at it as a blessing as well. I want to share my experience with you guys. I want to know what's going on in your journey so I could be a better dad. So that's one of the things for 2019. That started in 2018. It's kind of like where I was going with that. So as far as a blessing, some of the problems that we dealt with were, family stuff. Marriage always takes work, but as long as you're willing to put in the work, seeing the value in it. So there were some ups and downs, and then of course, obviously with the kids, there's always going to be ups and downs with those, and of course they directly affect the marriage. So, like I said, there were some ups and downs with that. The kids, we had baby Kai. Baby Kai is going to be a year here at the end of the month. So, we had baby Kai at the beginning of the year. We're still dealing with, teenage boy. Because at this point, last year, he just turned 13. So, obviously, some of that teenage boy stuff. He's also ADHD. So, you deal with that on top of that. We just had a newborn baby. And then, of course, we had a baby boy. So, family is a blessing, but with those blessings comes, and I'm going to say problems. And we had them. We had them as a family. And I look back at everything we went through in 2018, and again, it's a blessing because I know when we started, me and, the Wicked Wahine, we decided that we wanted to have children. It took us 4 years to have them. We, did the infertility thing. And if you're interested in that journey, there's a video on the YouTube page that if you go to www.seanflack.com and you hit YouTube channels and you'll see Sean Flack 2.0, the main video that you'll see on there, or you head over to the YouTube page, is our journey part 1, and that's our journey of infertility. So as hard as it is to kind of deal with this stuff now, as far as having the kids and things like that, the blessing comes with how hard did we work for it, how hard did we want to I'm kind of getting teary-eyed thinking about it. How hard did we work to have the kids? And now that they're here, they present challenges that any parent would face. And, during those challenges, you get super frustrated. And then you got to look back and well, we worked so hard to have them. And we know that there's other, parents, potential parents, people that want to have kids that are working really hard to have our problems. So, yeah. Just looking back, thinking about, we only wanted the one additional, and then we ended up, deciding that we wanted to have two, And now, we're dealing with sleepless nights and whiny babies and the cost of, formula and extra diapers. And within that, you could lose yourself and be like, oh my God, there's one problem after the next, after the next, after the next. And then lose focus on the fact that, well, this is what we wanted. And this is what other families want as well. And looking back at it with obviously different eyes and, trying to go back and remember the blessing of it all. In the moment, it's a problem. In the moment, it's, oh my God, I can't believe we did this, and this. But then, take a step back, and this is what I had to do, is understand that people would love to be in my situation. People would love to have, problems buying diapers because they just want kids so much. They want to be that parent. They want to be that teacher, that mentor. And then, of course, there's other ones that can't have kids, and their prospects of having kids has dwindled. And, we're sitting here complaining about diapers and late nights and sleepless nights. And there's other parents out there that would love to have sleepless nights. They would love to wake up in the morning and see those bright-eyed kids, safe and sound, or watch them sleep. And those are the things that we get to do that other families don't get to do. But they also come with those problems. So yeah, 2018 did have a lot of ups and downs. And sometimes when I look back at 2018, I'm like, man, we had a really, really rough year. And then I go through my Facebook feed, and kind of like everybody agrees, like, oh, F 2018, 2019, new me, new year, new me, let's leave all those problems behind. So a lot of people have that same mentality on 2018. Me, yes, I felt that way, but I want to, remind some folks and the listeners and you guys, embrace your problems. Embrace them and be thankful for them, because your problems are what some people dream about. Some people dream about living in America, even if they're homeless or whatever, or they gotta, go into multi-generational homes or whatever. People, they travel distances to get here. I'm like second generation, American. Like, my dad traveled the Pacific Ocean to get here from the Philippines. So just the fact that you live in America and you're dealing with American problems, people dream about that. So, take a look back at your year, self-reflection, look at what you thought was a problem and find that silver lining and find that place of growth. Like, either, and this sounds so corny because you probably saw it on a Facebook post somewhere or Instagram or whatever, but you either win or you learn. So learn, find that learning opportunity and take it, embrace it, be thankful for it, and tomorrow apply it, apply it today. It's Tuesday morning, it's 5:30 in the morning. I did not make it to midnight. I think the whole house was down by 10 o'clock, and we're fine with that. But definitely take your lessons and learn from them, and then apply that knowledge to the future. So let it be this year, next year, a couple hours from now, whatever the case is. You either win or you learn. And being a parent, being a dad, those are going to be like some of the biggest things. If you don't want to like smash your head against the wall, that's the hard lesson you're going to have to learn. It's like, man, being a parent, is not easy. It's not perfect. There's no handbook. Each child is different. Each situation is different. But whatever situation you're in, you could learn from it. You could learn that, no, I don't want to live here. No, I don't want my kids to go to this school. If you're not living in like the best neighborhood, and then take steps going forward, like, okay, well, maybe I need to make this move or I need to make that move or whatever the case is, and get your kids out the situation and get yourself out the situation. As parents, we take this big responsibility, and sometimes, or all the times, we don't have a way of getting out of our situation, or we don't think we do. And you look at oh well, I can't afford to do this and I can't afford to do that, and I get it. We grew up with nothing. So if you look at your situation in a certain way, you want to make sure that whatever you're doing, your goals are to make that. The steps you take, I'm sorry, that didn't make sense. The steps you take, no matter how small, still have that big goal in mind. So maybe you take the promotion, maybe you don't. Like maybe you find that, in some research, me and the wife, if it wasn't for the job I have, we would be moving out of state because the money we make here is not sustainable for the life that we want. We could go move somewhere else, make a whole lot less money, and still have a better lifestyle than the one that we currently have. So sometimes you got to make those jumps. I've known families that have done that. They moved out of state to get out of their current situation, and they'll never look back. They're like, wow, why don't we do this sooner? So, embrace your problems. And of course, don't just focus on all the problems, because the problems, if, they'll overwhelm you. But take every victory as well. As a parent, you need to win. You need to win. And, however winning looks to you, did you get, to clean the house? Is the house neat? And you're a big, neat freak or whatever. Know that when you have kids, the house is never going to be 100% clean. But take that one room, clean it, and then, take that win. Take that W right there. This is clean. Keep something organized of yourself. 2019 is all about decluttering here in the Sean Flack family here. We are definitely decluttering. It's a major, major, major priority this year. So, take time to declutter something. Take that win. Did the babies go down easy tonight? Take that win. Was I able to watch my one Netflix show that I've been trying to watch for the last week? Take that as a win. So, going into the new year, it's win or learn. Going into the new year, look at 2018, embrace those problems, be thankful and grateful for those problems, and apply what you learned so that 2019 is better than 2018. And then same thing, going into 2019, focus on the win, focus on the lesson, and then make 2020 even better. So, that's the focus for 2019 for me, and is to move forward with the information that I learned from 2018, set some goals for myself, find my balance. I'm going to be working on this project, obviously. Then I'm also going to be working on another project called Practical Pivot with a friend of mine. And that's going to be actually more YouTube-based than podcast-based currently, because we're still working out kinks. But that is a show about making practical moves for change. The reason why I've committed myself to doing 2 shows this year, and they're both weekly shows, is because I want to chase my dream. I still want to produce. I still want to continue writing. I want to have an audience because I feel like I have something to teach. I feel I have something to say, and I feel my message is important enough to put myself out there to the scrutiny and, commit to doing something that I love. I love doing this kind of stuff, and I just call it producing. But, being a creator of some sort, let it be YouTube, a podcast, a blog. I love sharing my ideas. I love getting new ideas and keeping my mind open to different ideologies and things like that. So this is my balance. And, thank you for joining me on this journey. So, with that, I'm just going to go ahead and end the podcast on this note that, I'm definitely looking forward to 2019. I know it's going to have problems. As you should know, 2019 will have problems for you too. But embrace them. And the problems that you had, if they're reoccurring from 2018, you have experience to deal with them in 2019. So, don't take it as a bad thing. Take it as, you know what, I've come across this obstacle before. I know I'm going to get through it, number one. But now when I tackle it this time, I have more information, more intel on it, on how to deal with it. And then in 2019, it's not even a problem. It is a simple speed bump. It's no longer an obstacle. So join me this year, again, starting today. Good morning. Happy New Year to everybody. We're going to be doing this show every week. I'm going to be having, hopefully, some more guests on here. So we could continue talking about that dad life, continue talking about, what it is to be a parent in 2019, or just a new age parent, if you want to call it. Obviously, this is something that's more geared toward a newer parent or a parent somewhat of in our situation, but also this information can be applied to parenting of all ages, because I do have kids that are babies and toddlers and then a teenager. So very relatable. And then check us out, Practical Pivot. You could follow the new show that we're going to be doing. We'd have our Shakedown episode. It's already posted on YouTube. Look up Practical Pivot on YouTube, or you could follow us on Twitter. It's going to be Sean Flack and Mike T. It's going to be at Practical Pivot for Twitter. It's also hosted on the website, the Sean Flack 2.0 website. So that website is actually going to be a hub for the different programs I'm working on. So if you just want to go ahead and support me and follow me, head over to SeanFlack.com. You'll see the blog post that's up there announcing things. Next thing is going to be the YouTube channel page. It's going to have both Sean Flack 2.0 YouTube channel and Practical Pivot YouTube channel. Then there's going to be the Dad's Life podcast, which is going to be a link to the podcast you're listening to right now. Then we have the About page, which it needs a refresh for sure, especially with the new projects coming out. But that's basically the background story between me and the family. So yeah, go check us out there. And then, of course, I want to always do a shout out to different, and I don't want to say sponsors because they're not sponsoring me, but these are different things or products or places or friends that I know that have small businesses or things that I frequent. So they're my, and I forgot what I renamed it. I called it an affiliates tab, but I'm pretty sure I turned it into support. And right now, the two major things that I got, because I've followed them for a while now, or I'm always trying to push them, it's Gamezilla Media. They're the podcast, the team, the network of podcasts that I took my inspiration from making a podcast and seeing how fun it was interacting with those guys over there. And also AK-47 MMA, if you're into martial arts and you are in the Bay Area, their premier brick and mortar store. Obviously, they do have online sales and things like that. And, if you are a school owner or studio owner, you could get hooked up with them on the wholesale price. And they're also your premier brick and mortar store. So you could go into the store. It's located in Hayward, off of Mission, and actually talk to the guys, check out their products, tell them Sean Flack 2.0 sent you. I love those guys, Kim and his team there at Kim's Pacific Martial Arts. AK-47 MMA brand is their premier in-house products, line of MMA products. And I've purchased from them as far as their products go since day one. So again, I love those guys over there. Been a supporter of them for years. So head over to Kim's Pacific in Hayward. Check out their AK-47 MMA brand. And if you're interested in being put on the website, go ahead and just shoot me a message. And obviously, if we're friends and stuff like that, it's a no-brainer. I'm going to put you on there just because, I want to support small business, locally owned business, my friends that are just trying to do things or whatever the case is. I want to show support to all of us trying to do something different. So hit me up. Anyway, that's going to bring us to the end of episode number 6 of the Dad's Life podcast. Again, follow me at Sean on Twitter at Sean Flack. Again, the website, plug the website. That is the hub for everything I'm working on. So SeanFlack.com. Pretty easy to remember. You can find me on Facebook, and it's like Facebook.com/Sean Flack. I want to say I took the 2.0 off, but if you look up Sean Flack on Facebook, you'll find the Facebook page there. Go ahead and give us a like. You can hit me there. I'm always posting stuff there. I get direct messages from there. YouTube, again, look up Sean Flack 2.0 or Practical Pivot. If you're interested in that show, I'm excited about that show because it is about change. It is about taking steps. It is, we're going to talk about some controversial stuff. I love having conversations with Mike T. Definitely one hell of a guy to talk about different stuff, and kind of go back and forth with. So I'm super excited about that show. Anyway, if you got any questions, comments, or emotional outbursts, don't be afraid to hit me up and let's talk about what it means to be a dad. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you in the next episode. Peace.